Hello guys. So now we will see how to fetch data. In this tutorial, we will see how to fetch data via NodeMCU by connecting your NodeMCU with Wi-Fi. So first we'll see how to connect to Wi-Fi, and then we will see how you can fetch data from any website or web page you want, any particular data type of data, which you can further use in anything. You can take the data, whether it is day or night, take the data of temperature, and you can implement in system. If it is too cold, turn off the AC. If it is too hot, turn on the AC. You can do it via taking the data from the internet. So for that I will show you how to write the code, first for connecting to internet and second for taking the data. So as of now I have prepared this circuit, which just is a basic circuit for glowing the LED. So I will show you the code, how when your Wi-Fi will be connected your LED glows, and how you can then take the data. For that I have declared my Wi-Fi's name here in SSID and declares the password in here, to which the node MCU will enter to connect to my Wi-Fi. So then I have declared a LED pin 21, so I have to remove D from what is written on the board. It is D21. I have to remove D from there. Then I have to set it as output, initialize it with low, begin the serial monitor, and then I have written a connect to Wi-Fi function, which basically in this function I written the code for connecting to Wi-Fi. So let's see how we connect to Wi-Fi. So we just enable the port. Wi-Fi dot enable STA will enable the port of Wi-Fi in this node MCU, and then it will delay for 2 seconds for adjusting it, so that the next line of code begins after the port is enabled. So it takes at max of 2 seconds. So we, for surety, we have delayed for 2 seconds. Then I have showed Wi-Fi dot begin. I have written Wi-Fi dot begin. This will give this SSID to search, and when this SSID will is found, it will enter that password to connect to that Wi-Fi, and when until the Wi-Fi is connected, this code will run. So this is written Wi-Fi dot status is not Wi-Fi connected. Then this code will run, and it will print dot 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 at every interval of half second. But you, as soon as you connect to the Wi-Fi, you will get this 4 line of message, which says Wi-Fi connected, IP address, and this is your IP address. So you will get that message, and till now you have connected successfully to your Wi-Fi. Now we will see how you fetch data. For that we will move to void loop. This loop will run automatically, as this is a inbuilt function of Arduino IDE. So first line we are checking that is this Wi-Fi still connected. So whether the user has disabled his Wi-Fi. So maybe in that case you cannot go to the internet, as you have as you don't have now internet connection in your node MCU. So if the Wi-Fi is not connected, we will write the same code. We will display my LED as low, and we will write again the same code for connecting to Wi-Fi. If the Wi-Fi is connected from initially, or just as now connected, then I will glow the LED, and now till this I get the output that my Wi-Fi is connected. Now I have to show you how I fetch the data. So this, you can see, this is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 line of code, just explains how to take data from internet. So it's pretty easy. You just have to create a variable of HTTP client, which manages your web page, which takes data by get string, which takes code whether your web page is connected by dot get. So this just manages your web page. So first I have to dot begin. I have to enter the URL of my web page. So I don't just have to enter the simple URL. For that I have to create a URL. So guys, now I'm going to open any source from which I want to fetch data. Suppose I open worldtimeserver.com. So now I will just click on this link to open the local page, and then I will just copy this, and I will click on inspect. So by clicking on inspect, you can see that yeah, this thing appears. So suppose you want this part. You want what? You want this part. Then you click on this. You want this part. Then you click on this. You click on copy and you click copy XPath. You don't go and copy full XPath. You copy XPath, which copies it path, and then you go to things HTTP. Then you just okay. So let me go to things HTTP, and it's a IIT. It's a MATLAB product. So you are lucky that you are in IITB. You can use it for free by creating the account with your LDAP ID. And when you have created and signed in your account, you can go to this apps and then things HTTP. Then you can create a new thing HTTP. Maybe you can write weather. So yeah, I have created it. So let me show that one to you. So yeah, you can see that I have created a weather HTTP. So name weather. Then you have to copy this URL, paste it over here, and you have to paste that X path you have copied over here. So I have already pasted that X path here, and then you do save H thing HTTP. Then a web page is created by this things speak, which basically shows the data that you want, but also with some H5 like thing, because it shows the HTML code of that thing. So for that you just have to basically remove it via taking the substring, which you can do in your Arduino IDE. So I will show you it to you later, but for now our link has been created. So I will just copy this and I will go to my fetch data. I will paste it here, and then I will continue further by showing you what now my code does. So basically http.begin takes this URL and goes to this URL, and when you connects to this URL, basically it connects you to this URL, and when you get connected to a URL, a code is you can get from there. So basically if the code is positive, it shows that you have been connected to that URL, and if it is less than equal to 0, it means you are not connected to that URL. So for that code we will use http.get, which will give you that code, and if it is greater than 0, yeah, that means you have connected and you can now fetch data. For fetching data it's very simple. So I want the data of weather, so I will write it as string weather. Then I will uh, do http.getString. So to take the data, so to take the string which I have seen in that web page, this will give me that string, and then confirmed cases equals to confirmed cases dot substring this. So let me delete this line. So basically, as I told you that you can take substring for that thing that you have created here, you can take this substring to remove this and this, and remove this much of space. So for that you just have to write the dot substring as you do in C++, and then you have to write the begin index, and then you have to write the end index. So the substring will be from the begin index to the end index -1. And then when you print that, so let me print that. So this first I have done this for confirmed cases in Delhi, that I have taken the data from Wikipedia. Now let me do it for the weather. So I will write it here, weather. So yeah, you print this weather string that you have get from this http, this URL. So it's pretty easy. Let me repeat it for you. So first we create a http variable, just connect to that web page we want, which we create on ThingSpeak by http.begin. If it is connected, the code will become one positive, and this loop will run. Else you can print some error message that URL not connected, URL unable to reach, like this. And then as soon as you go in this loop, you just write http.getString, which gives you the string for the data that is on that web page, and then you will just print this. and I have already explained you this else code. So this is that code which basically does the fetching of your data. So this 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 line of code, in 6 line of code you can just take out your data from any website. In for you, if you want to do substring, if you want to do further things in it, you have to write dot substring another functions in this, so to extract the data, extract the particular thing that you want in that whole web page. So yeah, as you can see, now I'm going to upload my code. Press this pin, then I will upload the code. So because of the previous code, as soon as I connect, the code runs. But yeah, now my code, this code is compiling and it will be uploaded in a while. Okay, so it start uploading, so I have to press this boot button when it's connecting source. And now yeah, now it's writing, so you can see it has been uploaded. And now I will show you the serial monitor. So yeah, in serial monitor you can see that we have connected this, so we are getting the data. The first line is, so let me upload it once again so that you can see from the starting in serial monitor what is happening. Yeah, here too. So yeah, done. As it will upload, will connect to Wi-Fi, so Wi-Fi connected, LED glows, and you are getting the data. Yeah, so this is how you can get data easily. And if I will disconnect my hotspot from here, then the Wi-Fi will be disconnected and you can see the LED has been stopped and we are getting dot 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 for the connection. So this is the tutorial for that. Coming to the next tutorial, we can see that in this tutorial we are going to create a hotspot. So basically what we are going to do is now use our node MCU to create its own hotspot for it can be used for various purposes, like you can server your own game, you can create a server for your own game, you can create a local network, which is very much useful. So this ESP32 will now be used to create a hotspot which other users can connect to, but there will be no internet in this because you cannot produce internet just from this module. Basically what that hotspot will contain, it will contain this HTML page that I have written down here, and the users can do their action via this page to this node MCU. So I will show you how they can perform actions via this HTML page and what is this basically HTML page. So coming to this, so we define a string, a character array of characters, or like this uh, main page, and from here we define the whole string things. This is the syntax programming. Yeah, then you just write here, from here you just write your HTML code, but which is pretty simple. You can also copy it from anywhere on the internet if you don't know how to write HTML code. Then you just this part is just what interacts with user. This form action basically takes and does all the action of the user. So when you click on the any radio button, click on the radio button there, you will just okay, I will explain it with running the code. So that radio button will just make the value of this argument type LED as 1, and this radio button will make the same argument of LED as 0, and the submit button then submits the value. to the node MCU, to the ESP32, so that it can further use it in glowing LED or whatever we want. So int LED pin 21 is the pin number we are using. Is D21, so we have to remove D. Then web server 80, basically server 80, it creates a server variable of web server. And then in handle root, okay. So what are these functions, handle root and handle form? I will come back to it later, but let us start from step setup void. So serial monitor dot 9600 basically begins the serial monitor. Pin mode is in output. Then we are setting up our Wi-Fi. So yeah, here we are creating the Wi-Fi, basically using it as a hotspot. We are creating a Wi-Fi with name ESP32 and the password 1234567 storing this will give a boolean result whether the Wi-Fi has been created or not. It's not whether the Wi-Fi has been connected or not, it's basically whether the Wi-Fi has been created or not. If it is, the boolean will be true. If it is not, it will be false. So if it is created, results true, we will print ready. If it is not, we will show failed, and then we have to look for again, we have to connect it again to see what the error is, why it's not connecting. Maybe there is some internal error. Then there is server dot on. So basically these two line just tells that server to just add this to the server. Basically it's like that something. So it goes to handle root, and via this it goes to handle form. So handle root basically creates a web page. So it takes this main page, the array of character you have made, and converts it into a string, and it passes it to server to make that HTML. So as you can see, we have written here HTML. So you can make that HTML page, and then handle form basically handles whatever the input output we are trying to give via this server, via this web page. So string LED value, I have defined a string, and I am storing the whatever value this argument contains. So as I explained that this argument value will become 1 or with 0. So whatever argument value this name is containing, we will define it as LED value, and that value will change only when we click submit. That value will not change on its own. That will only change when we click on submit. Then we are printing the set GPIO to this LED value. Suppose we want and to print, suppose we are getting 1 value, then we print set GPIO to 1, otherwise we set to 0. So if it is 1, we are turning on the LED, and we are again giving the signal to reload the web page. So I will show you how it reloads and how it comes with an extension then the web page. So basically if you change the HTML code here, you can, means you define one more HTML code and send it here in this section, so it goes to another section. So this way you can create multiple web pages, and you can link them by via buttons. Then this is if LED value equals to 0, then you will give it as low, and you again will create a web page. So now you are I think thinking that why there is one more else condition. So maybe if some internal error happens, maybe the you have given it to on, but due to some interference in the board or somewhere in the while connecting, you get LED value blunder, like you get 0.5, like you get 2. It can happen. Maybe you can get extra characters in a string because it's a string. So in that case, you just have to print error LED value. You just have to show that some error happened. So this is the whole the server dot on these two things do. It just starts these two things to happen. Basically, as you will begin the server, these two things will happen. So as you will begin the server, these two things will happen. You will create a web page, and you will give it, yes, this is how you have to manage the client. You are not managing your client right now, but you are giving them the instruction how to manage the client. And in the void loop, when you write server.handle client, you handles your client according to handle form. Basically, this is the line, one single line you have to write in void loop. So this line tells us, yeah, we have to handle our client according to the handle form. So why there is no handle form written? Because I guess either this is here we defined the how to handle our client, so only in handle form. So the server will follow that way to handle our client. So this is the whole code part of the ESP32 for creating, using it as a hotspot, creating a Wi-Fi, making a web page. So this is the code for making the web page. I am doing LED on and off type of action. You can do any other thing. This is where you create web page. This is where you take the action given by user, and this is where setup in you write all code, and in void loop you just like server.handle client. So now I'll be showing you it in live demo. So now I'm going to show you tutorial of this. So I have on my Wi-Fi here, which I will be connecting to. So which this node MCU will create here. So this is the LED I will be glowing with it. So let me upload this code, and so let me upload the code here first. So I have to press this boot button. Yeah, serial monitor. I will open now serial monitor, which will show me a Wi-Fi. Is Wi-Fi created? So it, yeah, so you can see that Wi-Fi is created. Maybe because the serial monitor. Okay, so you can see the serial monitor has printing. But if let me again upload it and keep the serial monitor from the starting so that you can see the whole printing. So you missed that part of this thing where this printed ready failed type. So let it be uploading. Yeah, so I will click on boot button, and then yeah, the code is uploading. So this let it upload. Okay, so you can see get ready HTTP server created. So yeah, you can see that Wi-Fi will appear here in a while. Yeah, so yeah, okay, let me turn it on again. So Wi-Fi is appeared here ESP32. So let me first forget it because I already connected it earlier. So let me enter the password 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So you can see that I've entered the password this, and I am clicking on connecting. So it just sends some signals for connecting, and then it will ask me that this internet does not have any internet available. So do you want to keep it? Yeah, I will want to keep it because I want to see my hotspot. So yeah, this is connected. So uh, let me turn on split screen view. Yeah, so both the view is properly visible, I guess. So and when I will go to this, and I will go to manage router, because or you can go to this IP address and change it. You can change it like 4.2 to 4.1 or 4.3. The IP, the web page address will be near that, or you can just click on manage router thing and see 4.1, and you can go to this. So you see this is the page we have created here. Let me explain you in code too. So you can see that we have created the heading and all of HTML code. Then we have written Tinker's Laboratory web server ESP32. We have created two radio type buttons naming LED on and off the names, and then we have created a submit button. So okay, so let me turn on the camera too. So let me turn on the camera. So and open it in split screen view. So camera and this. Okay, yeah. So you can see this and also the screen. So this is what now when I click on, the value has been changed to 1, but it will submit only when I click on this submit button. So you just have to write type equals to submit and value equals to submit. So it will submit the value 1, and when this handle form now calls it, this handle form is calling continuously, and now when it will call, so this handle form will call when you click on submit, and then it will see what is your server LED arg LED value, and so click on, and when you click on submit, you can see that LED has been glowed and the web page has been reloaded. So you can see it here that yeah, web page has been reloaded and the LED has been on. So it just gives 1. So the LED has been on, turned on, and this web page has been reloaded. So when you click on off, submit, then you can see that LED has been off. So via this you can do some cool things of home automation, like you can create a web page via which you can turn on your home LED or home fan, or you can make an automatic unlocking door. So like you just have to press some password in the this. So you can also use some text type of method. You can also write here type equals to text, name equals to this, value equals to you have to see the syntax. I will share the link what you have to write it here to get the value that user has been entered here, and via that you can check if the value is that you have written in your code, unlock the door, or do this to unlock the door, means you have to add the motor. So yeah, this is the tutorial for the for creating a web page. And uh, as you create the web page, you can turn on the LED, then turn off the LED and all. You can play with it, and the LED will turn on and turn off, and all. So you can see that this is the IP address, the address, and this all is whatever you action page, and LED becomes 0. So basically this gives action page and LED, because it also shows whether the LED is on or not. So this LED equals to 0 means LED is now right now off, and this LED equals to off. So let me show you, open in split view and camera. So you can see the LED is off. So let me go to this, and then when I will click on, so then this will become LED equals to 1. So you can see via this that whatever is the state of the LED, you can also print it out here via changing in the HTML. So for that I will be sharing resources on how to add more to this, how to do things, but for now you can see that this is a basic knowledge for the home automation. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. So I hope to see in you in the next session. Sorry for the disturbance today of internet issue in the session. I hope you don't have any doubts left after this tutorial explanation again. If you have, feel free to ask on the Telegram group.